What up? What up? Welcome back to another episode of Breeze Talk. Today we have special guest JRoach. But before I get started, let me introduce my co-host Jay Clay.
Okay,
What's up,
Jay
y'all?
Clay.
Let's get it. Yes, sir.
And last but not least, we always have the personality, Miss Janae Jasmine.
Why you always gotta say last but not least? Why can't you introduce me first next time? You know.
Okay, again, last but not least,
Damn.
Miss Janae Jasmine.
Thank you. Appreciate
So anyway, yo, Jay, all right, so first off, but listen, I want to tell you that I appreciate you joining us today. It's definitely great to meet you, especially after listening to your 2020 EP, and to put a face to a name. But you've already created an icebreaker, right? So I'm not going to even ask my initial question. Yo, bro. So when did you become a member of MPAC? I pledged fall 13. I'm a Sigma man.
Oh, for sure, for sure. I think you see in the background, I need to peep. Fall 15.
Okay.
Fall
Fall
15.
15.
On beta.
Okay.
Christopher Newport University, yeah.
Okay. You say you pledge where now?
Christopher Newport University, Upsilon Beta chapter.
Facts. Okay, so I have a question too. All right, so given the modeling, the musicianship. So I remember when K Michelle, she when she pledged, she was pledging at FAMU,
Word.
Dove Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. Her line name, I believe, I might get it wrong. I'm not, forgive me if I get it wrong, but it's songstress, and she sung her entire probate. What did you do during your entire probate for your line? Is the question.
Oh my probate. Oh, we're going back. Snap. Well, so yeah, I was definitely like, now that I come back to it, I was doing a lot of the beats for the songs and stuff.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't the person writing our songs, but I was the person that was always gonna, do it, like perform the song. You feel me? So now that I think about it, that's actually very true.
Okay. Cool. I'm gonna let Jay, definitely take it from here. But
Oh snap! My homeboy Malik was doing that shit too. He'll see this joint and be like, "Yo, he didn't mention me." Yeah,
oh yeah. Hey, listen. I always tell people I take cash because people don't like to get credit. You better get that man his credit.
definitely Malik, Nas, Lewis. Shout out to my LBs for sure.
All right, facts. Oh, hold on. What's your line? What's your line number?
Trey.
Okay, cool. All right, Wild Deuce. All right.
Yeah, for sure. That's tough.
That's what's up. Actually, I think you graduated at the same time my boy Phil. I went to my boy Phil's graduation. I think I saw you there. You were at least in the line, like dancing and doing something with your frat boys. So I know that.
Definitely. What was that? 2018.
Yeah.
Yeah, it had to be 2018. But yeah, for sure, that was me.
Yeah. That's what's up. That was lit. Anyway, brief introduction: insanely talented producer, rapper, professional model, two-sport athlete in college. My question for you is there anything that you cannot do?
I mean, I don't know. If I'm passionate about it, I just like go full force.
Yeah.
You feel me? So there's a lot of things that I don't do because I just hate it. You feel me? But yeah, I appreciate that. Sounds wild as you're saying.
Right. Yeah, I know it does. It's very talented person. This is another just like little icebreaker question. So obviously, for those who don't know, your brother Jeremy currently plays basketball at Duke, and you hoop for a few years at CNU, as well as run track. You're the older brother though, so who's winning in 1v1? He went to Duke, which I'm not gonna argue. Like Duke's obviously a better basketball school, but you're the older brother, so like.
Man, hey, he got me in the one-on-one. But hey, I'm gonna tell you right now. We get this on camera. I definitely get mines when we playing 5-on-5. It's us two. He can definitely.
Yes,
I'm getting mines. So.
I feel that.
Going that smoke.
So you live in Cali. A lot of artists, I'm sure, like have fought the urge like to move different places, probably out of fear, mostly like move to California, Atlanta, Nashville, etc. How did that pressure sort of weigh on you when you're making the decision to move out there and like sort of pursue music and modeling like on a full-time basis?
I just started doing music like a year and a half ago. But I've always been playing drums. Like I was playing drums in church and stuff, and like I've always been playing drums, had a musical background with my dad, but I never made music until that last semester of my senior year, like the fall, you know what I mean? Like in December, right before I graduated. And so I've always wanted to just get out of the space that I was at. So I didn't really care where it was, but I just happened to go to LA for spring break like the year prior. And when I hopped off the plane, it just felt like home. So it was like literally as soon as it was more so like, what do I want to do? Like, it's more so, how am I going to get here? Not like, what am I going to do here? It's like, how am I going to get here? So yeah, it was pretty easy for me. I just figured out that I wanted to model through my homegirl who was here. She was like, "Yo, you can actually do this. You can make money. This, that, and third." And then from there, it just started snowballing, and I started linking with photographers and agencies and whatnot. So it was pretty easy after I went to my last semester.
Who got you into like actually making music? Because you said like you used to play drums and everything, and then in the fall of your last year at CNU, like sort of actually started making beats. Because I remember you would, and they were freaking dope beats. I don't know if you do it as much, but you would post like, I don't know if it was every day, but you were dropping so many beats at one point on YouTube and on Instagram, and they were freaking fire, bro. You were like, which artist should come on these certain songs, and they were like, those beats were slapping, bro.
Appreciate you. I was trying to get hella beats out there. My musical background is all my dad. You feel me? My dad's a drummer, singer as well. He played. Him and his brothers, they've been playing in their own band since they was 16 when not traveling the world. And they've been to Japan 3-4 times. You feel me? So like, I just grew up in the backgrounds of it, just like watch him set up, watch him play from behind. So always loving that. So I got that knowledge from him. And then from the producing standpoint, it's crazy. My roommate, my freshman year, one of my basketball teammates, he was always producing. And I was like, bro, I've always wanted to get into that, but nah, I'm not going to do that, And so I just like watch him just like kind of being amazed that like he was making hard beats, you feel me? And I just was like, nah. And then finally, literally like, I just hated school so much. I was doing engineering as well. I just like was like, this makes no sense. Like I like hated school, you feel me? Like I just wanted to like do what I wanted to do. I like engineering as like a cool path to go through because I like math and science. But when I figured out I wanted to just do what I wanted to do, I was just like, bro, download this joint on my computer. And that was my last semester of senior year. And since then I was just locked. Like I'm telling you, like I would be like driving home watching YouTube tutorials on like the dash. You feel me? Trying to like figure out how to do stuff. I was just so locked in the past like 2 years. So that's
what's up.
Okay, so I'm gonna cut it. I'm sorry, John.
Two things.
John, nope,
go ahead,
nope,
Janae.
nope,
Janae.
nope, sorry, John. Okay, I have like 10 questions. Okay, first question. Okay, you said you're a percussionist. How long have you been playing the drums? Because I'm a percussionist as well, so I need to make sure you are legit. So
nah, that's fine. I've never been playing since I was like 2.
Okay.
Like it's not the womb, you feel me? But I haven't like tapped in since probably like my sophomore year of college. Like I played in this little show like last year, but I was like mad rusty. I just played because I know how to play the drums.
Yeah.
But I'm not going crazy. You feel me? I haven't tapped in like that.
Okay. So if we were to do like a little breeze here session, you gonna jump on the drums with me?
Oh, for sure.
Okay, we'll see.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Second question. I'm a mechanical engineering PhD. So you were saying that, yeah. So what engineering were you doing? Like I need to know about that. I'm listening.
I was doing computer engineering.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. So I really like the hardware side of computer engineering, so I was focused on that.
Okay. Oh, and random, your shirt says cult leader. What is the name of your cult?
Bro, I don't even know. I got this from the job, and like I knew somebody was gonna say something about this, and I was like, I'm gonna wear it anyway. But it's I don't even know. I just like the shirt. They gave it to me for free. It's like it's kind of
I was gonna say I saw 2 similarities with my co-host. So Janae obviously is into modeling, and then obviously you're into modeling, and then Chris has just started, or Just Allen, I should say, our producer, has somewhat just started making beats as well. And he's like, I would say he's like addicted, like you were like right out of college as well. That was just 2 similarities I saw with you guys.
For real, because like, I mean, people like, I was just one of those people who was like, I keep on seeing people would say like, I've been making beats for 10 years, 5 years, and I was like, bro, like that's what was always discouraging me from actually like getting into anything else besides school, job, etc. is because I was like, damn, like people are like over here like doing this for 10 years, like super duper like in the mud, you know what I'm saying? Like, but that's just because like they're not really locked in, you know?
Yeah.
So you just got, bro, I locked in crazy and then, you know, really tried to get into the situation I was in. So yeah.
Yeah. And do you feel when you're like locked in like that? I think that's effective in terms of your audience. Like they can tell when you actually love it versus when you're just like, I'm just gonna put out something because like it's my job. Versus like you can tell when like a producer's like making a beat, especially, and they like actually love that beat and they love that they made it. So like I feel like that's like a contagious thing for your fans as well.
Yo,
Appreciate that.
I was about to say it was what you said is very true, John. I think every time I get excited about something I make, I usually make a video and I send it to you guys. But if I don't love it as
Yeah.
much, then I'm just like, yeah, they don't need to hear about this one.
Yeah, for sure. Nah, for sure. Nah, if
Um,
you're doing that shit with like songs and everything, like I'll be like, yo, this is gas. Like I know
Yo,
someone needs to hear this. It could be trash, you know,
yes.
but like I'm sending it, yo, what do you think of this? Like it's all right. I'm like, damn, all right.
And I'd be like, damn right.
You're like they didn't have the right speakers. That must have been it, bro.
Yeah, no, it wasn't mixed. Like my phone, my phone.
No, you
I'm just saying.
put your AirPods in. You gotta put your AirPods in.
okay, so okay, so you said since you're a percussionist, so how did you like, how does that influence like how you make your, I have a couple questions, so this is my first one. Like how does that influence you making like your beats and stuff like that? Like do you utilize a lot of stuff with like the drums? Like how do you do that?
Yeah, so for my beats, I would say that I'm definitely a percussion based, you know, producer. Like, I'm very into like the melodies and stuff. Like, I can make my own melodies and stuff, but I just love to like put drums and make crazy different patterns. And so I think my just because I played drums for so long, I know where a different instrument could hit. You know what I'm saying? And it would be like, oh snap, be kind of like some ear candy, but like not too much. You know what I'm saying? So, just to that's like different stuff that like, you know, in a beat that makes you like the beat instead of, you know, without you knowing. So
So
uh,
yo, Jay, what DAW do you use?
FL Studio, and then I record in
Ah,
Pro Tools.
FL Studio. Okay, cool. Because I was using it like it was like Fruity Loops when I was in undergrad, and now I use like
Yeah.
Logic Pro X or whatever. So
So yeah, nah, I can't bank with Logic. I had Logic, and it was like confusing as hell to me. You know what I
it
mean?
is.
Like that's the first thing I had because he downloaded it that my freshman year, and I really tried to start making beats, and it was so confusing, bro. On Logic, I just like really quit and just stopped making it. You know, or stopped
So
trying.
I understand you there because I started out. So it went from FL Studio, well, Fruity Loops. Then I
Mhm.
went to GarageBand, which because it was free
Oh,
through Apple.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
Then I went to Logic, but because like GarageBand is just like this
Like, yeah,
intermediate, like novice version of like Fruity
yeah,
Loops. So it makes sense to drag here and drop here and do this and do that. Yeah.
yeah, no, for sure. I was just making like I remember definitely going on GarageBand, like itching to try to make a beat, maybe like my freshman or sophomore year, and I was like, yo, this is not it. Like, not even. I'm like not even bang.
Um,
I haven't used any of that, and I'm very inexperienced in making music. Just
Mhm.
to explain to me and maybe our listeners, the difference on those things. So like, I feel like some artists are like, I love Logics, and then some are like, I love FL Studio. I can't use like anything different. Do you think that's like an Apple to Android type thing? Like whatever you're used to, and then you switch to the other one, you're like, I feel like I'm in a foreign land. So it's like not necessarily like one is 100 times better than the other, as much as like it's just what an artist is comfortable with.
Yeah, I think more so. There's definitely like a standard, like when it comes to recording per se, and you go
Hmm.
to like, you know, most of these rooms, they're all in Pro Tools, you know.
Hmm.
But for making beats and like, you know, even recording, like people are using Ableton, Logic, like and making platinum hits, you know. So it's like
Okay.
it's like Android, Apple, bro. Like it's really just your preference. I personally liked the way FL Studio lets you make your drums and like, you know, play out your melodies and stuff. So I just kept on rocking with it, you know.
That's what's up.
It's definitely preferential. And I said this previously, Jay, in a podcast. You know, the difference between even with Breeze Share is that you know you have people like Landar and you have Splice, and you have like all these other different places, and they created a digital audio workstation. So just take that point that JRoach and I just made, being that like as producers, artists are very much so preferential to their own, obviously their own tools. Why would you go back and recreate the wheel? And
Yeah.
so now if I log on to Splice, oh, I'm having to relearn like this digital audio workstation or Soundtrap, or whatever else maybe out there, comparatively to like what it is just like we should be able to use both our preferential DAW workstations and still be able to like create the same wave file, the MP3 file, or whatever. And so like, so Jay, we're gonna like, besides like Janae's invitation for you guys to cut up on the drums later, me and you gonna have to like get down, share. I'm
Nah,
gonna share my
bro,
screen, share your
bro.
screen. You might say, hey, this is hot, but what if you add a little bit more right here? You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna have to do that.
For sure, for sure. And what I also like to tell people, bro, is like you don't have to make it your main DAW, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But the fact that like how to, manipulate different DAWs, like I know
Exactly.
I use Fruity Loops all day, and Pro Tools all day. But if I were to go to a studio and they were like, yo, we only got Logic, I can record and probably make a
Exactly.
beat in Logic just as well as I can. I mean, it won't be as fast, but it will be just as fire, you know what I'm saying? Because I know the dog, you know what I'm saying? Same with
Right.
Abel and whatnot. So I would that's what I would encourage people, just maybe watch a couple videos on something else, you know what I mean? That's just for other people, you feel me? Just to feature mind diverse.
Facts.
Okay, so are y'all? Can I finish my questioning since y'all cut me
Yeah,
off?
bro.
Oh,
Yeah.
my bad.
You
I
good?
didn't know we were
Okay.
Apologies,
interrupting, bro.
Janae,
My
Jasmine.
bad.
That's
It's
on
okay.
me.
I was just like, excuse me, I was still talking. Anyways, okay. So I want to know about your professional modeling career. Like, how did you what's your journey like? Well, I started modeling too
She's a
last
model, so
year.
of course
I
she
am a
wants to
model,
know.
yes. So I just
Fine,
want to
fine.
talk about that. I'm excited about that. So I'm listening.
So you just want to know how like I started?
Yeah, tell me about it. Tell us about your journey for this
Okay.
modeling.
So like I said, when I went to LA that spring break, it was my junior year, so it was like 2017. I went to LA with my boys. It was like 6 or 7 of us. We got a house, and we just stayed here for a week. And like I said, when I touched down here, I just felt home. Like it was weird. It was like weird energy. Like I like got off the plane, didn't even get outside the airport. And I just was like, yo, this is where I need to be. And then I have a homegirl who went to high school with me, Emma. She linked with us, and she was like, oh, like I was just like asking her what she's been doing because I haven't talked to her in a minute. And she was like, yeah, I've been modeling. I go to the New York Film Academy out here, and this, that, and the third. I'm doing directing X, Y, and Z. I was like, that's fine. She was like, yo, you should definitely, look into modeling. And at this point, I had been taking pictures with my best friend. He just started doing camera work in like January of that year. And so we just was like, yo, like I like looking at pictures of myself, posting them on the gram. He nah, I'm being real for real. And so and he learning how to, mess with the camera. Shout out to Savvy Digital. But gotta plug him. But yeah, no, so we started taking pictures, and that was like 4 months. And she looked at a couple of my pictures, and she was just like, oh, this is fire. Like you definitely can, show this to agencies. And literally on my spring break, like this is why I tell people you gotta like actually like want to go get it. Like me and her literally just like I like cut out like 2 days like of my spring break, and like we was Ubering and using the rental car just to go down agencies and agencies and agencies and pitching myself. And whether I didn't get signed to any of those, but the fact that they like, they heard my name, and then she put me on to her mother agency. From there, in the summer, I went to New York. And then from there, I had my last semester of school. And then, yeah. So I'm sorry, I said junior, I misspoke. It was senior year. So
Okay.
senior year, we went to LA. And then, yeah, senior year, we went to LA. She hooked me up with her mother agency in March or something. I went to New York for some modeling competitions. Did pretty well, got signed by somebody there in July. And then finished my last semester, worked at Fridays, and then moved here. And and then moved here. Cool, yeah. So and then from there I got signed to another agency. So that original agency that I got signed to, Maverick, they were trash. So I didn't know that they were that trash. And then no, for real, like I don't even think they're an agency anymore.
Like
For
they didn't
real.
treat you well, or like they just like didn't have like good quality stuff.
Nah, like it was like so agency, you're supposed to be cool with your agent. Like it's supposed to be like,
Yeah.
yo, like my agent now, Katie, like shout out Katie, like yo, I can hit
Shout
her
out
phone.
Katie.
Like, yo, Merry Christmas. Yeah, like, yo, how you doing? She'll hit me like Merry Christmas. Like, hey, like it's supposed to be like we're like, this is cool. Like, I can hit her on some random stuff and it'd be cool. And but it just like it was weird vibes over there. Like I would hit them, they wouldn't hit me back for 3 months. Like, and then I was like, all right, cool. So then I just moved out there. Like I said, I just moved out there because I wanted to be out there regardless. And got the apartment, and then my cousin who works for Buck Mason, or she used to work for Buck Mason, she was like, yeah, your agency's trash. I'm gonna I'm gonna try to hook you up with another agency. So throughout a photographer that I met prior, he was like, yo, I have this other agency, this top agency, like check them out. So then exited them out and then signed to them as soon as I touched down to LA. And then from there it's been rolling.
Awesome. That's
For a
great.
year. Yeah. 2 years almost.
So how's it changed a little since like COVID? Like, have you had like photo shoots? I guess you have in the past year. I've seen a bunch of posts and stuff, but
Yeah.
obviously there's just been like precautions or something.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't really shooting like that much in the first year I was here.
Mhm.
It wasn't like I was. It's hard for models. You know what I'm saying? You got to get your book right. You got to, clients got to take a chance on you, and then like once you get a client to take a chance on you, got to perform. You feel me?
Yeah.
Right.
So like it took me a whole like year to even get like some type of credibility under my belt. So I wasn't really doing anything for that past year. And then when COVID hit, I guess the credibility started hitting. That's when I first got the Abercrombie job, and then Abercrombie led to a couple months later, True Religion and X, Y, and Z, Old Navy, and then from there it was just rolling. So throughout the COVID, it was been great to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's just like like it's been smaller sets. Um, Everybody's masked up. Like you can't be super close. You know what I'm saying? It's just like normal precautions. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Jumping back to the music a little bit. So I know you started out making beats, but now you've started to rap some too, and I like it a lot, by the way. But your most recent video is called Valley. Is that correct?
Yeah.
That was a dope video. Who shot that? Was that just like, was that a connection you had, or you guys like went and found a good videographer?
My boy Drew, one of my homeboys out here, he shot it and then I edited it. Like I'm just on the way. I can't pay anybody for it. Like I don't want to pay anybody for stuff. Like that's why I mix and do all my own stuff. Like I try to figure out myself. So the more money I can save. So I edited all those videos myself except for Euphoria.
Okay.
So yeah, my boy shot him and he was just like, yo, here's the files, and I just did what I do.
Okay, that's what's up. I guess it's good to get that extra talent too. Sorry, go ahead, Janae. Sorry.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I was gonna ask him how he's able to balance like all these talents and interests, and like since you've been doing like you do everything. Obviously, that's what John said to me. Jake, like, excuse me, my bad.
I mean, it's definitely hard. It's like it's because like I want to, like I said, like I want to do these things. You know what I'm saying? So like I'll be up early in the morning and then, do what I gotta do in the morning and do what I gotta do throughout the night until like 10 o'clock. And I'll be up since 7, 6 o'clock or whatever. But that's just because I like to do these certain things and I can see the longevity portion. You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah, I try to schedule out certain days. Like I just started like writing in my notes, like what days I need to make content, like specifically like edit videos, what days I need to record videos, what days I would like to like be locked into the studio, you know what I'm saying? Because like I would like to do that, all these things every day, but like you can't, you know what I'm saying? Like realistically you can't. So I just started putting myself on like a little schedule and trying to be consistent really. That's what I pray for, and that's what I just try to consistently work for, is just being consistent on my schedule, because I'm not working for anybody, That's what's hard about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. You mentioned
You know what, John? I'm about to jump through this. This is my
Bro,
question.
just go. It's straight.
Please,
I'm
it's my
sorry. I'm
turn.
sorry. Go ahead. I had a question, but I will
I'm
hold
sorry.
it until later on.
Oh, now I feel bad. Anyway,
No,
I was gonna say, how
No,
do
she
you?
doesn't.
I don't feel bad. No, but how do you like?
I was like, oh, go ahead. I was like, what? No.
Do you like put sticky notes everywhere? Like, what's your? You said you're scheduling stuff. Like, what's your method? Like the method to your madness. How do you do that?
I used to do sticky notes, and then it got way too much. It would be like insane. Like it would be all over my MacBook and all over my desk, and I would be like, yo, it was crazy. That's how I first started getting like really organized. But then I just really started doing my notes really.
Oh.
Like um, that's where I write a lot of my stuff. Like I don't know. I got a whiteboard. It's right in front of me. It's got like what I got to do, like from 7 to 1, from 1 to 6, from 1 to 6 to whatever. But like I don't really change it too much. You know what I'm saying? I use my notes a lot. Yeah. I'll just have like 1 or 2 words like consistency, couple goals just for me to look at all the time. You know.
Awesome. Okay. I'm sorry, John. You can go. I'm done.
I was gonna ask, so like earlier you mentioned like longevity. I feel like nowadays, especially like a lot of artists, like people get famous like off of like literally overnight, like whether it's music, whether it's TikTok, like they did one dance and went viral. Like, but a lot of those people like they'll maybe getting bread now, but like won't be getting bread in like a year or two. How do you like how have you been able to like sort of manage that longevity and like continue just like looking like the long path? Because obviously you're acquiring a ton of skills, and then like in a couple years you're gonna literally like just have way more skills than like your current peers right now that may not be like doing like putting all that work down. So how do you sort of like manage that and like keep your head up, like sort of looking for the light at the end of the tunnel type stuff?
Um, I just like know. I mean, honestly, I see. It's like kind of seems like screwed up, but like I like see like some of my friends and stuff like working jobs that like they hate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so like, and I also see a lot of artists that I know and see like getting screwed over deals and maybe getting famous over overnight, and then can't do anything else because they
Yeah.
don't have anything else to offer. Um, or I mean that whatever they have to offer is not really shed to light or whatever. But I just like I said, I consistently try to look at how do I want my 40s to be for real, you know what I mean? Because a lot of people only think about like I'm only 24, I just turned 24, and a lot of people only think about like till they're 25. You feel me? Like, can I be
Yeah.
tomorrow? Like, if I'm not gonna, I'm thinking of like how can I really just be living the life I want to live at 40? Because like, bro, you 40, bro. You got people live to their 90, bro. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's OD long. So like, that's what I try to keep myself in that perspective, and like, it's a long-term game, at the end of the day. It's like you gotta run your own race. Because I do see people every day like making way more money than I am, doing way more streams, working harder than I am, even or maybe not as hard, but it's just they're running their own race, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I try to keep in my mind.
You just made a birthday. When was your birthday? What's your sign?
November 24th, Sagittarius.
Interesting.
I don't
That's
know.
why that was the name of your EP too. That makes sense now.
Yeah.
We had DJ Akoff on our last episode. He's a DJ out of really a lot of different places, but he's in Tampa right now. And he said he's aspiring to be like a DJ Khaled of like the music industry. If you could name, it could be modeling, music, whatever. If you could just name a celebrity that you sort of would like to aspire to be like, or like aim to make your career look somewhat shape up like theirs, who you think you would name? You can name a couple if you want.
Definitely Will Smith is my top guy.
Yes.
Will Smith is my #1 guy, and it's been my #1 guy for a minute. I'll explain why. Because he's like, right, he's just he's just all about like happiness and like doing what you want to do, like, and what I'm saying, like bringing value to others, which I think is super dope. You know what I'm saying? I also want to get into like he's like, I don't know, I just like his life. He did music. He was going crazy with the music.
Yeah.
And then he went nuts with the sitcom. Like, I think we need to bring back black sitcoms. So I want to be like one of those kind of guys. You feel me? And then just like acting in different movies, just doing whatever because he's Will Smith. You know what I'm saying? And literally, and like just raising his kids with like great morals. You feel me? Like it's just
Yeah.
like I don't know what's happening behind the scenes and whatnot, but I'm saying like what I see
The
and what I
entanglements and stuff.
yeah, but all that stuff, you know, I'm not with all that.
I
You
mean,
feel me?
it comes with it.
But he comes through shining though. I see what you're saying though. Like he takes the best out of everything.
He's definitely one of the guys
I was I was about to say, yo, so it's funny. Have you this for you, JRoach. Have you read the story of, or do you know of the story of how Fresh Prince of Bel Air came about?
Yeah. I like watched the reunion joint.
So yeah, so it was him and auditioning in front of Quincy Jones, and then
And
he was like, I don't think I'm ready. You know,
he's
he's
like,
like,
"Yo,
he's
do
like,
it,
oh
bro.
yeah, I call him back next week, and then he was like, but he ain't gonna be here next week. Yeah,
Not gonna be here, bro. You gotta do it."
exactly. So you got to take that leap. I always tell people, take that leap. You know what I'm saying? The difference between people who are, you know, like, because you talked about, like, you know, people, you know, some of your counterparts, some of your colleagues and friends have, you know, like jobs that, you know, they just get up, you know, they get up and
Yeah,
go to, and it's just to a dead end, even when you're standing there, because I mean, you're like, what am I here for? You know what I mean? What is my purpose? You know what I
yeah,
mean? Or
sure.
whatever. And so even when you go back to your schedule, because like all I do now, like myself, is like pre-share and this. So if like you don't keep yourself on a tight schedule,
Yeah,
because you have so many things going on, like,
it's
you
good.
know what I mean, like you'll like obviously lose control, but you always want to take a leap of the opportunity. So I think that's great that you definitely pointed out like Will Smith, because like him and LL Cool J are definitely a favorite of mine. So yeah.
Yeah. And like one thing I don't know if you noticed, but like in the like Will Smith was just like so locked in like that. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
when he had never acted prior to getting that
Right.
biggest TV show and like you know his like I don't even know what the numbers are, but like
Dang.
one of the biggest
Right.
TV. He had never acted prior to that. He was only a music guy. You feel me? But he was just like, all right, bro, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like I got to do this. And bro was literally so locked in. Like I don't know if you all watched it, but he was like, yo, during the sitcom, I was literally mouthing everybody's lines because I was reading everybody's lines, trying to figure out how to act, learn different things, like, and learn the script so well because he never done it. And so, like, that's why I'm like, yo, he's so locked in for like 6 seasons, and then like, that just carries over. You're like, obviously, like that type of person, regardless. But
Yeah.
that's what I take it to a like, admiration. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's wild.
JRoach coming to a theater near you.
Yo,
Soon,
for
coming
real.
soon.
Yo, we might have to hook him up with Akar for them short films.
Oh yeah, they got Akoff we had last week. He like one of the things he wants to do is like start putting artists in short films because we sort of don't see that side of them, and then also it's like a music video, but also just like the artist will be really acting too. So that's something he's not looking to get into. So that sounds like maybe something that I'm sure something that you would excel at if you were interested in it
Yeah,
at
that's
all.
definitely something I'm trying to get into. Is just like
Yeah.
the videos with like acting in them, like you know what I'm saying, like actual skit video
Yeah.
music videos, you know what I'm saying. So I feel like that would
So
be
Euphoria had that somewhat on your
yeah.
video. There wasn't like talking, but like there was some acting though, and like the opening scene and stuff. I feel like.
yeah. And Searching, we did like a skit in the beginning. So that was like the first one we acted. We had some bloopers in that
Okay.
joint. Like so, I want to just keep doing like I just be seeing like people's like I just get inspired by different people's music videos. Like Amine's music videos are crazy. Like even like Real Goats, they go crazy with their edits and stuff. Like I just be trying to get inspired by different types of stuff like that.
Well, speaking of Euphoria, like so, so I will definitely give you a chance to put your plugs out there. Like, you know, what are some of the latest projects that you definitely have coming up? What can fans, obviously reviewing this, or newly subscribing fans also reviewing you? What can they expect from you, bro?
They can definitely expect a new song a week with a video for at least 10 weeks. I already have like 7, 8 songs already like ready to be put out, but I'm about to just edit these videos and stuff. So I'm trying to just do that for real a whole year. But
That boy working.
Have you,
yeah.
have you named
Hey
a
man,
project?
because the thing is, bro, like the way I think about it is like you can like I love like Russ is another guy that I love. You know what I'm saying? Not necessarily
Yes.
not necessarily for his music, but like for his, his work ethic and how he thinks about,
Right.
how to like, conquer this. Like, bro, like he said it perfectly, bro. Like no one's gonna be a fan of you off of one song. You know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna be a fan of somebody, like all because of that one. You're gonna be a fan of that song, and then you're gonna look at this person and be like, yo, what else does he have? And if he has a bunch of other stuff like videos, music, podcast, whatever it is, now you're a fan of that dude. You know what I'm saying? And so now whatever that guy does, like now Russ, like I don't even listen to his music, but like if he would have put out a book, I'd buy his book. Like his book, I'm gonna buy it. You feel me? Like just because I bangs with the guy, and so like I think that's fire.
Okay. Have you named the project yet, or are you still just like brainstorming all that stuff?
I'm not about to have a project. I think I'm just doing singles because like I'm not that big. Like I think I released that my first project was Starry Night. It had like 10 tracks. It was cool, I just had a bunch of tracks, I was recording. And then the November 24th, I wanted to release that because it was a different feel, and I think I wanted to get like out of my old music that I did and into like this new, because I just started recording last year, so I wanted to get into this new wave of me making music, which I like, is like the R&B type pop-esque wave, you know what I mean? So I wanted to release that little 5-song EP just to get people on the wave, and now I'm just about to do single for at least probably 6 months, and then see what happens. Yeah,
we'll be keeping a lookout for those. Those will be on like your IG. I'm sure you'll post, and like you do YouTube too, right?
Yeah, for sure. So I got my beat videos. Like I still, because that's how I also started. You know what I'm saying? I was like inspired by this guy named Kyle Beats. I don't know if you know him. He's another guy who I watch a lot. And oddly enough, he has an interview with Russ that he just dropped, so I'm gonna watch that later. But yeah, no, he's like this guy who just makes these dope, videos of him making beats. Literally just makes one beat, but the video be super cinematic. He'll like be talking, like talking about life or whatever, and just put it out. Like, so that's the type of stuff I'm on to. So along with the type beats every day on my other YouTube channels. So I'm trying to go off all cylinders. You feel me?
Okay. Yeah. All righty. Well, before we wrap this up, I'm gonna definitely take a moment to let my co-host do their outros. We have Mr. J Clay.
I don't got much of an outro, but appreciate you coming on, JRoach. It's been a pleasure. We'll stay in touch.
Sure. I appreciate you for hitting me up for sure.
Yes, sir. I see you putting work in, bro. So I was like, we got to get him on here, bro. Because we're going to look back in 2 years. We're going to be like, dang, we really had JRoach on the podcast, bro. That's crazy.
Hold on, John. Didn't we just say that about like the LA Goat thing? Like now how he taking off, but he was on our BREEZEtalk Saturdays just playing that song, and it wasn't, I'm trying to. And then last but not least, our favorite personality, Miss Janae Jackson.
Oh, I'm the favorite now. Oh. But no, thank you so much for jumping on with us, for real. And I guess you kept saying this locked in, so I guess that's the motto, all 2020. That's what it's given.
2020,
2021.
2021.
Sure.
I mean, yeah, it was locked in all 2020. You know what I'm saying? I was doing different things, and now I'm locked in on those things that I was trying.
All caps.
Yeah, before it was lowercase. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now it's all caps.
All right, well, thank you again, and until next time.
Yes, sir. I appreciate y'all.
Right.
Yes, sir, bro. Have a good one.
You might get a cough and I'm off it. You seen how hard I've been going, that's good, cause I want you to know this shit right here, what I do. And now I ain't losing my focus. Trust me, I'm about to go off. This like a hindrance, it's different. Shit that go hard. This that real shit from the heart. This ain't for me, it's for y'all. Everything trendy, I think I'm already a star. Yeah, I'm way better as all. Don't gotta mumble, I talk. Plus I ain't playing no games. Niggas be throwing me off. That's why I run with a dog. Trip like I'm already on. That's why I feel like a star. Just got a hit on my phone.